YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to be filming my makeup favourites that I've been loving this month. So it's October this month, and some of these products I have recently received and I have just been absolutely loving them, so I want to share them with you guys. And since this is my first beauty favourites makeup kind of video on this channel, I thought I would also share with you some of the things that I have been loving this year altogether, and some of them are just makeup staples that I use every single time I do my makeup. So yeah, I thought I would just share those with you guys, as well as recent things that I've picked up. I normally sit at my table because that's where I get the most lighting in my room, and it's really great for like makeup tutorials and hair tutorials, things like that. But I thought for more chatty videos it might be a good idea to kind of change scenery a little bit, and I kind of thought I would move over here. It's just more comfy, so if it's not too dark, I'm going to be basically sitting here for most of my chatty videos. I do hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you want to know what products I have been loving this month, then carry on watching. So I figured I might as well do all of the makeup staples first, and then I will move on to the products that I've recently picked up or that I've recently tried out and that I'm loving this month. The first thing that I'm going to be telling you guys about is something that is a makeup staple. I've been using it for quite a few months now, pretty much for most of 2016. Double Wear Stain Place All Day foundation by Estee Lauder, and I am currently using the shade 1C1 Cool Bone, but I have gone down a shade before. I've been alternating between those two shades purely because in the summer when I'm more tanned, I did go on holiday to France, so I did get a slight tan, and this is the darker shade. So I was using this one when I was on holiday and the few weeks afterwards that I come back as well after I had a tan, and the cooler tone one is the one that I'm currently using now and that I was using before I went on holiday as well. And there was a time that I was mixing both of them together when the tan was kind of fading, but I still had a little bit of a glow. So yeah, I really like this foundation purely because it is the mattest foundation that I have ever used in my life. I mean, I've had problems before with foundations creasing, and I've spoken about this before in other videos, in the T-zone, mainly in the oily areas. I know a lot of girls do have that kind of problem, but this foundation is the mattest foundation I have ever used. It stays in place all day, it doesn't crease on me at all. And I remember when we had those really hot days here in London in the summer, I remember there was a few days in particular it was absolutely boiling, and I wore that foundation and it was so stuffy, but you couldn't even tell that it was a humid day. It just looks flawless all day, and since then it's really impressed me. So I've been wearing it every single time I do my makeup, and I absolutely love it. And obviously because this is a channel for makeup tutorials and things like that, I do try and shake things up a little bit, but I just can't seem to sway from that foundation because it's just so good. Yeah, when you find a product that you just love and it is a holy grail, it's really hard to kind of sway from it. But yeah, I really love that foundation, so I would highly recommend it to anyone that's got oily to combination skin. If you suffer from like dry skin patches or anything like that, or you've got sensitive skin, then I don't recommend that you use that foundation because it might cling to the dry patches and make it become more obvious. Yeah, so this foundation is really good for people that want to stay matte all day. So the next one that I have been using for quite some time now, and you would have seen it mentioned in a lot of my makeup tutorials, it is the Contour Kit Light to Medium by Anasazi Beverly Hills. And I adore this contour kit. It is the best kit I've ever used. Admittedly, I'm not much of a blush person. I do try the odd few, but I am more a bronzer and contour and highlight person, and I love this contour kit. I haven't tried loads and loads of kits out, but I do have quite a few bronzers and things like that, and this is by far the best one. So inside I would have shown you a close-up of what it looks like, but you do get the three contour shades in the kit. You get a highlighting shade, you get a shade that brightens up underneath the eye, which is matte, and the highlighter is kind of pigmented with a bit of sparkle in there, and then you've got this middle shade which is the yellow shade, and it cancels out any redness on the skin. Or your skin just may appear redder than normal, this powder cancels out any redness, and it really helps to mattify the skin as well. All these powders are matte apart from the highlighter. It's kind of like a shimmery shade, but it's not too pigmented, so it's a really nice subtle highlighter, and I really love this middle shade in particular for contouring, and if I'm going for a more bolder look or I want to darken it up, I will normally take this shade here. But yeah, I have used this an awful lot on my channel, and you would have heard me talk about it so much, but it's because I love this kit. It's just so good, and it is a little bit on the pricey side, but the amount of times that I've used it and the amount that's left and the amount of times that I'm going to carry on using it, I know it's worth every single penny, so I love this one. The next product I want to talk to you guys about is a mascara, and I have for so long struggled to find a mascara that actually does what they're supposed to do. I mean, all the mascaras I've had have either clumped, or they just don't last throughout the day, or they're just really hard to get off of my lashes afterwards, and I end up pulling half my lashes out trying to remove the mascara. It's just been a nightmare, and to be honest with you, most of the ones that I have tried in the past are high street mascaras. I'm sure there are a few good mascaras out there, but I'm not made of money. I haven't gone out there and tried every single one. But as I said to you guys, I'm going to try and branch out and try a few more different products for you guys to see. But one that I have tried, it is a higher end mascara, but oh my god, you guys, it is worth every single penny. And I actually think it's pretty cheap for how good it actually is. And a lot of you guys will think it's kind of expensive, but you can find deals online as well with this particular mascara, and it is the BABYDOLL mascara by YVES and LAURENT. And I do have quite a few different ones, and this one in particular I'd heard so much about, so I knew I had to go and try it. And I can't remember how much exactly I paid for this mascara, but I do know that this is the first one that I've bought, and it's lasted me so long, and there's so much left. And I know for a fact that I didn't pay full price for it. I got it on a deal. I purchased mine from Feel Unique. I think I got like 15% off or something like that, because I think they have this thing on there where it's like if you're a new customer you get 15% off of your first order, and it's not just one item, it's like the entire order. So I placed an order for a few things, which was this and the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. And the next brand that I'm going to be telling you guys about is a brand that I've recently been introduced to, and I'd heard so much about it before and I really wanted to try it out. One in particular I've written a blog post on, and I've also used it for one of my Halloween makeup tutorials. I do believe that it was the Masquerade makeup look that I used this for, but the brand is theBALM. Using the NUDE Tude eyeshadow palette, and I've absolutely fell in love with this palette. The colours are absolutely gorgeous. It comes with a double-sided brush in there, so you've got one brush which is angled, which you can use to get into the smaller areas, and then you've got a second brush in there which is more fluffier for blending out into the crease. It's absolutely perfect. 12 different shades in there. They're all nude and kind of dark, sort of basic shades, but they're all very pigmented, and I have to say I'm really impressed with this palette. For the price it is as well, it's really worth it. You get so many different shades in here, and they're just so pigmented. They're absolutely gorgeous, perfect for this time of year, autumn, or depending where you're from, you might call it fall. And yeah, also winter. It's just amazing. And in this country as well, because I'm from the UK, most of the year it is pretty cold, so even leading up to spring it's pretty chilly, so you could get away with all these darker colours. And yeah, I absolutely love it, so I'm going to be using it so much. This is actually one of the most pigmented palettes I've ever used in my entire life, but it's absolutely beautiful. I really love it. I think it's so underrated, and it is definitely worth the hype, so it had to make it into my favourites this month. In with theBALM, and I'm going to be telling you guys about a highlighter that I have absolutely fell in love with. I do own a couple of highlighters, one being in the Anasazi Beverly Hills contour kit, and the other one was one by Anasazi as well, and I think it was their Illuminator Riviera, I'm not sure how you say it. It's the pink sort of tinted one. I wanted to get Hollywood, or is it Pure Hollywood or something like that. It's more of a golden shade, like a champagne sort of highlighter, but they didn't have it in stock, and I bought that quite a few months ago. I do really enjoy that highlighter, but I wanted one that was more of a neutral champagne kind of colour, so whereas that's got more of a pink undertone to it. So I thought I would try the Marilyn Manizza by theBALM, and I absolutely love it. I've heard so much about it, and it is so pigmented. Comes with a little mirror as well. It's meant to be like a natural pop to the cheekbones, and it's really hard to find one that is just this good. I just fell head over heels in love with it, and I've been using it so much since I've got it. Moving on to lip products, I absolutely love a matte liquid lipstick. I own so many, and pretty much every single lipstick that I wear is probably going to be a matte liquid lipstick, probably by NYX or other ones that I've got like Girard Cosmetics ones, things like that, and I absolutely adore them. I've got quite a few from the NYX lingerie liquid lipsticks line, but I'd heard so much about the NYX suede matte lipsticks. I wanted to try these out, so I picked up two different shades. I think this dark one here, which I would have shown you, is Vintage, and I adore this shade so much. It is absolutely beautiful. It's perfect for this time of year. Wand as well that you get to apply it with, it's just the right size. It's not too big, but it's big enough to apply quite a large amount of products and surface area, but not too much that you've got excess products on there and it becomes messy when you're doing the smaller parts of your lips, like the cupid's bow. It doesn't become really overly messy, and the pigmentation is incredible. And you do find sometimes with darker shades with lipsticks or liquid lipsticks in general that they can become a little bit patchy, or you do have to really work them in for them to become ultimately matte. But this one is so pigmented. It's amazing. A little goes a really long way, and it's so easy just to correct mistakes with this lipstick as well, which is really handy. And this one is another one. This is more of a daytime nude kind of shade. It's more pinky nude, but this shade is soft spoken, and I think I have worn both of these guys in tutorials before. I'm not too sure what tutorials they were, but if you follow me on Instagram, I will leave my handle down below for you guys to come and follow. I will be posting pictures of what these look like on, and I'm sure I have already, but I can't remember what ones they were that I've posted them on. I'll be posting new ones. If you want to see what they look like, then follow me on there and you can see what these look like in person. NYX has got to be one of my favourite beauty brands ever, because everything is just so affordable, but it's such good quality, and I can't believe I haven't picked these up sooner, because I own 4 from the lingerie liquid lipstick line and I'm obsessed with them. And it is quite a different formula, it's a different package, it's got a different wand to it and everything, but these are just something else, and they are absolutely amazing. And the texture on them, I don't know if any of you guys have tried these out, but they are another favourite, and it's something that I'm wearing on my lips today. I love the Girard Cosmetics Hydro Matte Liquid Lipsticks, and the formula that you get after feeling what that feels like once it's dried on your lips. These aren't quite the same, but they are pretty similar. So if you're wondering what they are like, they're not too matte, they're not really drying on the lips, they are quite moisturising, but they have obviously set. Feel absolutely incredible. So I really love these lipsticks, and I just love NYX in general, or NYX, I don't know what you guys call it, but I call it NYX. But yeah, I really love that brand in general. I just think it's so good, and pretty much everything I'm mentioning here is such a good value for money. I really highly recommend those suede liquid lipsticks. They're so affordable, the colours are gorgeous, there's so many colours to choose from. Last thing that I want to talk about today is the BABYDOLL perfume by Yves Saint Laurent. Products are amazing. They are on a little bit of a pricey side for the product, but the products that you do get generally do last you a very long time. So like the mascara is so long. This is only a little perfume, but I know it's going to last me so long because it's got that really strong scent to it, but when it's on the skin it kind of masks down a little bit and it becomes more subtle, but it is a very nice scent. And I wouldn't know how to describe this. I'd say it's kind of like, it's kind of florally, but it's very sweet. It's just a really feminine, sweet kind of scent, and I think they've got the nail on the head here. It's just BABYDOLL. It's just a very sweet, very innocent smell. It's quite hard to explain, but if you guys want to know exactly what goes into this little guy, I have actually written a blog post kind of review of it on my blog. It's Perfect Fashion and Beauty, which I will link down below for you guys in the description box, so you can check out all the details of this little one. And I've also written a post on this nude tude eyeshadow palette by theBALM if you guys are interested. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I've written about. So if you want to go and find out about these two in more detail, you can do over on the blog, which I'll list down below. But yeah, I really love that perfume. I have been wearing it so much, and again, this is another product that I've had so many compliments on. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous, so I love it when a product looks amazing on my dresser, and it just smells incredible, you guys. Like, I kind of have to say to you, you have to just go and try and smell it if you can. Oh, but it's just so nice. I'm going to put a little bit on there. But you know the spray actual nozzle on the bottle, it gives like a nice amount of product, but it's not too much overwhelming, it's not a crazy one. But I don't know if it's just me, I'm looking for a perfume and it doesn't spray very well. It kind of really annoys me. Like, it won't put me off of buying it if I really like the smell, but it's kind of a bit of a bonus, isn't it, when you get a good spray on a perfume. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this as well, so I will link this down below for you guys. I picked mine up from Beauty Spin and it's quickly become part of my favourites, hence why it's in the favourites video. And yeah, I just really enjoyed using this. So this is pretty much off the top of my head what I could think of products that I have been absolutely loving lately and that I could not live without, all worth sharing. And I really hope you guys did enjoy this type of video. I know it's a little bit different, but if you did enjoy this kind of different style of video, then please do give it a thumbs up so I know that you're liking what I'm producing for you guys. Let me know down below what you think of this new setup, and if you'd like me to carry on doing chatty videos over here and then doing tutorials over there, because I kind of think this is a nice kind of contrast we've got going on. But yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm making videos every single week for you guys. I hope that you stick around if you are new to my channel, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!